My name is Charles. I'm the owner of the Good Guys Expertz. The nature of my business is basically we do Apple repairs. I've been in this industry for almost 18 years. See people see you when you have skin problem. Straight away they think it's contagious. They get scared. Even shake hand, for me I find it's not sincere shake hand. They don't grip your hand, right? They are like kind of worried it might spread to them. I don't want my skin to be round, so people they judge you or they feel yucky or whatever. She said, this guy, I went and cleaned his shop. He I think got some disease, The floor was so much of skin, I was so hurt about what I heard. I called her back. I told her, look, if that person is your son, will you talk this? Do you think I want this? Sometimes I explain to them very short and straightforward. Very difficult to explain to them in very technical. But one thing I tell them is not contagious, And usually I tell them it's contagious. My wife had got it a long time ago. Sometimes it's quite sad when people look at it that, people saying to you that you get business because people pity you. No, people come with business of how good you're doing things. These are some of the perceptions I get. From other people. I have dealt with people who are very close to commit suicide because of how the society not accepting them. So they feel very, I would say, lonely. I love what I'm doing. This one of the reasons kept me going. Sometimes how sick I am, I really want to come and do this because this is. I started this company from scratch, from nothing.
Hi, good afternoon. This is Mary from Hearts&Minds Development Center again. I can be heard, right, Kirtana? Can hear me, right? Right. All the way, hello from Malacca. Yes, I am in the midst of a program, so thank you for joining us. And today we have, as you would have seen the introduction, I would say a friend, someone whom I have admired from far. Because of his authenticity, his courage, and his optimism in the way that he's so resilient. So without further ado, I'm going to bring Charles Chandran, whose story you've seen, quickly on stage, and let's just listen up to him. Hi, Charles.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, a little bit muffled, but yeah, keep talking because just now I was here.
Better?
It is better. It's better. A bit of an echo, but it's okay. How are you, Charles?
I'm good.
You're good. Yeah, a little bit volume would be good. For the audience, come and say hello to us. Come and say hello to Charles. And Charles, how are you? Yeah. Okay. Keep talking. Yeah, I'll give you the feedback, right? And how are you today, Charles?
Well, I'm today a bit under the weather because as you can see, I'm red. I got exposed to the sun yesterday. So, well, for you, I made it today.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Because I remember, catching up with you a few days ago, and it was good to see you. So, tell us a little bit about your journey, right? So let's just go back a little bit. I know that video, probably would have given people a quick idea of what you're struggling with, right? So tell
Mm-hmm.
us, when was the onset when you knew you had this skin condition, and tell us a little bit more about the skin condition, because I think the objective really in this show is, not just how you live your life inspires me for sure, but really, sometimes I think when I watch the video, I'm very sure, I have treated people badly, all right, just with my reaction. I may not have said it. And when I watched you, I felt it, because it's the thoughts that run into people's mind, and we don't realize how people are struggling. And I remember the first time I met you, so I'm going to just say this, right? I was buying my first Mac from you, and you were going to deliver it to my place. And you
Yeah.
told me, Mother, I'm going to come over, but I don't want you to get scared, because this is how I look. I'll be in a hoodie and all, because I have a skin condition. So that prepared me a lot, because and you said it in a very funny way to make me feel comfortable, which I really appreciated. And much later, when I understood your story, I realized how much more that you are going through beyond how positive you are on the outside. And that has always kept me going. I've told you that, right? But let's get to your story, needing to explain yourself. So tell us, how did your skin condition start first, Charles?
Well, it started from what is called stress, all right? It's overall stress because when my dad passed away, and the responsibility fall into my shoulder. So I was young at the time. I think I was 18, 19 thereabouts.
Mm,
And suddenly I have this huge load of responsibility on my shoulder, and it's kind of very stressful. It was very stressful for me, and I eventually fall ill, fall sick, you know. And I noticed I have these
mm,
patches all over my body. It looks like rashes, but it's like
mhm,
patches, you see. So
mm,
eventually it became all over my back, my shoulder, my leg. So I
mm,
went to the dermatologist in HKL,
mhm,
and they told me I have a condition called psoriasis.
mm,
Now at that time I have no idea what is psoriasis all about. When I
mm,
went back home, I googled, you know. But before that, the doctor told, sorry, there's no no known cure, no known reason, and no known cure, unknown cure for it at the
mm,
moment.
mm,
So
mm,
I got a bit devastated. I went back home. I Googled about it, you know, what it's all about. I became sad. You know,
mm,
I'm that age, you know, I got a sickness, there is no cure.
mm,
They have no, they call it autoimmune disorder.
mhm,
There's no unknown reason, there's no cure at that time. Because
mm,
the number of people in Malaysia suffering from psoriasis is not many compared to now, right?
mm,
So I became sad, you know, and my condition got bad. And then I started to be a cocoon in the house. I don't want to go out and see people because even close friends, they start mocking and making fun. They're making fun at you. Like for
mm,
instance, we had a mama session with my friend. We went out, then he sent me back, and then he made this funny joke, you know, hey, your skin, your snake skin all over my car, you know. So for him it's a joke, but for me it was quite hurtful.
mm, mm. I think you're reminding us sometimes how we are so detached. We're so much into our own lives that we don't realize how jokes can hurt, lah. And some
Yeah.
people will say it is not intended. But I'm not too sure about that, because I think how you think comes out and sometimes we get it out as a joke. So really sorry, but and I saw some other stories where people say things about you, and I can only imagine how much of hurt that you've experienced. So what you're saying is that the onset of your condition started was activated by a stress, in this case, in when your father passed on. Am I right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. And so tell us, how have you coped? So you went into a down for sure because you say you cut away because it must really be very difficult. First, let's look at from a social point of view why you withdrew first, right? Secondly, I would really like for our audience to understand what does it mean to live with this condition, right? Compared to what we do. So let's look at, your withdrawal first from the society. How long did it take for you to figure out that you need to get out again? And what did you have to do to come back? First, from an emotional, psychological point of
Okay. You see, when I say when I was in cocoon, right?
view. Mm-hmm.
The biggest supporter is the family members, all right.
Your
But
family members. Yeah.
even though your family member, they are really not understand totally of what you are going through. You only see it,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't
Mm-hmm.
feel it, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they too take things for granted. They think you can do it, but you can't, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was still in cocoon, I hardly go out, I stay in the room, I don't socialize, and I stopped working, right? I was at home, right? My mom was taking care of me during the time. But I still remember some customers that I used to service them, they like my service. And when they call me and they ask what's going on, I don't hear from you, are you stopped from the company? I said, yes, I stopped. And they said, how about like this? I bring my computer to your house, you get it done, and when it's ready, I'll pick it up. You know, see, in a way, these are the close customers which motivated me. It's not totally end of the world. There are people who are still understanding and still want to support you. So from there, I slowly able to have what you call strong mindset. And I try to come out. Yeah, there is a time where you fall back into the cocoon, but you have to come out. You're one of your biggest. Uh, you have to fight for yourself, lah. Because if you leave it yourself, you will just get drained with all this negativity, and the only thing you will find solution is take your life.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Nice.
it's
So,
not.
do you remember how long it took you for you to get out of your cocoon? I mean, it was good that your customers are really so that this is the uh, time you're transitioning from having a job, leaving your job, having this condition, and being in your cocoon, and how some of your customers are now getting you out of the cocoon by asking you for your services, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you remember how long you it took for that to happen roughly?
About a year and a half.
Oh, that's a long time. Okay. And is that how you started your good guys?
Yes.
Okay. Now tell us. So we're going into the birth of the good guys, but more than the birth of the good guys, I'm really interested. So what does it mean to have your condition? Tell us what is your daily routine like for you to cope with your condition. What activates it and how do you cope?
Okay, one of the biggest reasons my condition is stress, right? Your
Stress.
stress is
Okay.
the biggest downfall, all right?
Mm.
Well, people ask me maybe your food. I have been vegetarian for almost a year plus. There's no great significant in my skin. It's still the same, all right?
Mm-hmm.
And I find it's the stress is the biggest one. They say liquor makes it worse. I don't think so. I drink liquor, my skin still the same. Sleep is one thing. You have to sleep early. You have to have a proper sleep, which aggravated your
Mm-hmm.
inflammation.
Mm-hmm.
Apart of that, nothing much has been for me. It's mainly stress because I have met other people. Other people food triggers it. Like for me, yeah, it started off psoriasis. Eventually, it has developed into psoriatic arthritis.
Right.
So now, I have two in one, right?
Mm.
The mother lah of psoriasis, which is psoriatic arthritis, right?
Mm.
So I'm like a weather forecaster before the rain. I know already. So my joints are aching. I know already. I can tell my wife, please take the food. Because the pain. The joint pain. Sometimes for me to get up from the bed is so difficult. I have to fight for it.
Mm.
At times I have to take painkillers in order for me to move around. It means I get very groggy. I get very emotional, angry because of the pain that I have to deal with. You know,
Mm.
so that's one of the downfall. I have to deal with it day by day. Every day I have to fight with it.
Mm.
So that's why sometimes when I'm really in pain, I warn my kids and warn my wife. I'm in pain. Just please tolerate with me, lah. And they understand. They will just stay away. They don't make noise. So that's why, lah.
So in a week, right? In a week, tell us how much are you in pain and how much are you? I don't even know whether I can call it normal. The good days and the bad days. Let's put it that way,
Every
right?
day. I'm in pain
So,
every day.
oh.
I mean,
And
in
so
fact,
when
now
you're
also
talking about,
even
even now
now,
you're
pretty much
feeling
in pain.
sitting down is painful for you.
No, because the arthritis now after it's raining,
Yeah.
I can feel the pain. Yeah.
Mm, mm, mm. And tell us about your skin condition, right? In the sense that because one of those things I really recall, which was for me was a defining moment, right? When you spoke to me, is how long you take to bathe and change and get dressed, right? So is it okay for you to just tell us a little bit about it? Because I think unless people know you, I think we tend to think that oh, people have conditions and that's it. We don't realize how much more they're coping. So if you can tell us that, then we can slowly transition into how you've set up your business. Okay,
You see, because like for me, anything I want to do ahead, I have to plan 3 to 4 hours ahead. A
4
meeting
hours.
or anything, yeah, 3 to 4 hours. All right,
Mm,
3 hours shower, 1 hour to moisturize and take a rest a bit. So totally
mm,
in context about 4 hours. Like for instance, if I have to go to church, I have to get up 3 hours or 4 hours earlier. So
mm-hmm,
usually, if my church is about 9 o'clock, I have to get up at 5. I soak
mm,
myself, I have to clean. You see, you know what? Because my condition, I shred skin. So when you shred
mm,
skin, if you go to people's place, when you sit down,
mm,
people feel disgust.
mm,
Especially your hair, you have dandruff, people think you are dirty, you didn't clean yourself properly. So that's why
mm,
I shower almost 3 to 4 hours. I make sure I'm really, really clean. I don't
mm,
have leftovers, everything. So when people see me, they look at me, I'm red. So they might think I got sunburn. That's it.
mm, 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 mm. Mm. And so you spend 3 hours shedding your skin. That's what you're saying, and then another
Cleaning.
hour to condition. Wow.
And now another 1 hour to
Okay.
moisturize.
Mm. Mm. And you've lived like this from the time on the onset of your condition.
Yes.
Wow. Thank you. Because that was, I think, one of my defining moments when you actually told me how you, at that point when I met you, I think you used to even cover your body with
Exactly.
a layer of bandage or cloth because you're going out in the sun, right? So you were
Yes.
totally covered except for your face. So tell us, 2 days ago I looked at you. You were okay. Today you are sunburned again, right? You seem to have what happened?
Fun. You see, if I what do you call because my spare part, my car part just came in. So the guy
Mhm.
who delivered the item, he came in the
Mhm.
morning. So I
Mm.
look at the outside, it was a bit cloudy. So I decided to
Mhm.
open the door. I was hiding near the door. So I told him, just drop it off. Then suddenly, a
Mm.
split moment, the sun came. The
Mm.
sun came and that's it. I got it and my face swelled up, my hands swelled up.
Mm.
So sometimes I go clients, customers' place also. Some of the places they have all these curtains or glass, curtains. So I have to cover myself. That's why every time I wear hoodie. If you notice the video, every time I cover myself. Then
Yeah,
it's because
yeah.
even my shop outside, the glare of the sun, I'm allergic to UV. You see, UV light. So
Mm.
I cannot expose to the UV light at all.
Mm. Oh, thank you, Charles. That was a lot of, I would say, very personal details, and that you were willing to share with us. And I think this is really important for us, where I think I think this is really about bringing about awareness of not just condition and how people cope. And I think as a community, we want to be, well, at least if we can't make people's life better, don't make it worse,
Mm.
by our lack of awareness. I
Yeah.
think I'm not too sure whether some people are born nasty, but I think it is lack of awareness that leads to, not being able to empathize and understand what people are experiencing, right? And that's why we
Yeah.
bring these stories over. Lah. Now, so tell me, how do you cope, with your pain, with your skin condition, and with your travel and the kind of work? So tell me how you set up the good guys. We know the starting of the story where your customers approached you and where you are in terms of business, right? And tell us, how you basically cope as an entrepreneur.
In terms of coping, the main thing is you need to let your staff understand what you're going through. Because if
Okay.
your staff itself don't understand what you're going through, it's very difficult. But at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, you can't look weak to them. You
Okay.
don't let your sickness overtake you. So what
Mm.
happened is I will try to control it. You see, at my
Mm-hmm.
office, especially, it is centralized aircon. So at the
Right.
times I feel my skin is dry, tight, yeah, I can't move. I'll just go out, take for a walk for a while, or I off the main centralized aircon itself. I tell them I'm cold, can you off it for a while? So
Mm-hmm.
in a way, just one way. Like thank God I have understanding staff that understand my condition now. Because
Mm.
where I sit at times there's a lot of skin. There's a lot of
Mm.
skin that is shred. So in a way, I'm very grateful of their understanding as well. Because sometimes
Mm.
you see, even you have skin problem when you give something like a food or drink to the person is very reluctant to take from you. Because of why? Because I would say almost 80% skin condition are contagious.
Mm.
So when
Mm.
so when they see you have skin problem, they are worried. You see?
Mm. Mm.
Like one of instance, my longest staff is Owen. He's been with me for longest period of time. When
Mm.
when he when I hired the first time, he's the only guy last time before I met my wife. He helped me a lot. At times I can't even walk. He buy lunch for me. He buy dinner for me. Yeah. So in a way, I'm grateful.
Thank you. So tell me, how do you actually, how does your condition drive you in building your business? Because you have
Passion,
built passion. So
passion.
tell us a bit more. Tell us a bit more. Because I know, well, the way I know you is really, when we think about Mac, any challenges with Mac, we often get introduced to the good guys, like you have already established your brand that way. So
Yes.
tell me a bit more about your passion. So you have a really difficult situation, right, physically, and at the same time you're also continuing to run a successful business, which is in many ways labor intensive, right? Sorry, intensive, because you need to be working physically at it, right? So tell me, how did you get driven to build this business from the beginning, right? Because you could have stayed as a one man show, right?
Yes,
Because
sir.
clients were coming to you to have built. How did you? What made you want to move from being that one man show to building the business that you've built, right?
Well, first of all, you need help. You are one person. You can't do everything by yourself. You need
Mm-hmm.
people to help you. So that's why at first I had Tower, which is came on board. He helped me a lot, and then I started hiring few other staff to help out. So what happened is they are in different departments. So it's easy for me to I have now have less hands-on. I oversee more than
Mm-hmm.
myself repair it lah, right?
Mm.
Then what else question you asked just now?
No, I said, so what made you move from what you're doing to building a larger organization? That means to making it into a business level, for being self-employed. That's me as a business owner, now getting people to work with you, right? What drove you to do that? Because you have to go through so many obstacles, right? Already under normal circumstances, when we employ people, we already have these challenges like how much to tell, how much not to tell, how to be authentic, how to put on the professional look for people. So a lot of us struggle with what we need to be when we are trying to be a professional. But here you are beyond all of that. You have a really tough life physically, right? And you are driven to success. You're driven to want to build this business, and you have built a brand for you. People who have Max will know the good guys. So, what drives you? What makes you want to do all of this? I mean, even if you talk about your employees, for example, choosing choosing your employees, people who understand what you are experiencing. I'm sure there are ups and downs, right? So, what
Yes.
what makes you want to do that is the question, lah.
You see, Mala, okay, in terms of business, you see, I used to work at Apple, right?
Mm,
And I saw how their culture of working and how they do things, all right? Now, for instance, I'll give you an example, like this keyboard, with this port. With Apple, you have to change the entire keyboard. But there is an option for you to just change the keys. But Apple don't do it. Because why?
mm,
Because it's troublesome and takes a lot of labor. So here I
mm,
came whereby I have a solution cheaper, where we more specific on repairing. So hence why I set up the good guys, in order for what do you call, to service customer same warranty as what Apple gave, but the time frame is slightly faster. All right.
mm,
Another thing is come back to passion just now. Like for instance, a doctor, you go and see a doctor. You yourself know whether the doctor is working for money or because of passion is driving him.
mm,
Because a doctor, if you say for flu and you notice a few spots here, he doesn't treat you for the flu. He say, hey, you got a spot here, what's wrong? He will try to find out more. You see, you came for the doctor just for the flu, but instead of that, he tried to advise you something else. So
mm,
that doctor got what we want because it's called passion. So
mm,
same goes to this. You see, I've been driven to do this because of passion. Why? Because I'm
mm,
helping the people. Now I give you a classic story here. Apple does not repair anything below 2015 anymore. They said no more spare
mm,
parts. Yes. I
mm,
have this Indian chap from Ferguson drove all the way to PJ, look for me to fix a 2006 model Mac. It's a white color MacBook. He said he wants to refurbish it. Well, I have no question asked. Other people say, why waste money buying new? Right? So in my mind, think there is a reason why he wants to fix it. Now, mine, I got it fixed less than about a week. He came. The machine can turn on. He opened up. You know what happened to him? He
mm,
cried. A
mm,
50-old man cried.
mm.
And I asked him, what happened, sir? He said, thank you. This belongs to my late wife.
Mm.
Oh. And you know what? Before he left, he said this, no. Keep doing what you're doing.
Nice, nice.
Just
So,
this
what
kind of
you
thing,
seem to
this kind of thing, money
you
cannot buy.
lah.
Money cannot buy. Yeah.
Okay lah, you're an idealist in that sense lah, and
Mm.
yeah, you have these things that moves me, right? And so from a business point of view, what you're saying is really interesting, right? So you came from the background where you worked with Apple. You saw what Apple's business proposition was, and you
Yes.
saw what people were struggling with. You know that I don't want to change the whole thing, right? And you knew how to fix that issue, but that was not where Apple's business was, right? I mean, that's not there, why they are there. And so what you've actually done is that you've looked at the skills that you have and you've looked at what the market needs are, and you've brought on the market needs, and because you have the skills, that's what you're saying, right? Number one. Number two, I think the in the example that you gave, you are also in some ways understanding why people are sometimes don't want to be practical. It might be more practical to buy a new one, but there are reasons why we are attached to what we are attached, is what you seem to be saying, right?
Yep.
So yeah, so tell me, Charles, right? If you look at the way you have been building your business, right? Do you have any role models who inspire you?
Honestly, I have never looked to anybody else because everybody has their own faults and everything.
Mhm. Mhm.
Honestly, I didn't have a dad that I look up to because he passed away when I was 1 year old. And honestly, I never had any role model. The only role model that I can put up to is God. I just pray to Him.
Mm.
But that also came to a point. I got disappointed when I got sickness. Because you know why? Because sometimes when you keep on praying to God so much, and suddenly you got
Mm.
slapped with this kind of sickness, you feel sad. Why me?
Mm.
There is murderers, there's a rapist, there's so many people there. Why don't they get it? Why me?
Mm.
That was
Mm.
the biggest question was playing in my mind. I born from a very staunch Catholic. Half of my
Mhm.
life I was serving to church, and
In the
suddenly
church.
I got this
Mhm.
sickness. You
Mm.
know, I got very depressed. Why me? You
Mm.
know, and when I got this sickness, you see, church is a place where you go and people should welcome you.
Mm.
In my During that time, my own community, people never welcome me. When I sit, they sit like two gaps away from me. How do you feel?
Mm. Mm.
That's why
Mm.
I came to a point I stopped going to church. You
Mm.
know, I stopped going to
Mm.
church until there's one customer came to my shop. He
Mm.
repaired, and he found out he's a pastor. He welcomed me to his
Mm.
church, and from there onwards, I'm back to church.
A different church, lah.
A different church where they don't see me from outside, they see what's inside
Nice.
of you. Because the
Nice.
thing is, they don't
Nice.
judge you from what clothes you're wearing, your tattoo or earring. They don't care. They just want to see what's
Mm.
inside of you.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Whoa, Charles, that's a lot of stuff that you're telling us. Okay, so you've brought upon the importance of one having a role model, and how not having a role model, you are connected with, I would say, a greater role model, that's God. And thank you for also sharing with us, how we go to a place that is ideal, that tells you about ideal love and unconditional love, yet you're judged, and it hurts you. And what is really also good about your story that you're sharing with us is that, in every situation, you will see either bad apples, or bad, you will have difficulties with the people who show up in a way to hurt you. But I'm very grateful that you've also had good examples and positive stories. And I think what is what is really different about you is this, right? You say things as is, at the same time you are able to look for that one good thing that comes out of it, whether it's your life, your skin condition, your business, your job, or in the way people treat you, right? So you could have many people who would have hurt you with the way they treat you badly, but you pick up the good things that people do, and use it as your fuel to actually move on in life, lah. Because I think you need a lot of fuel to move on in life in the way you're doing it, right?
Yeah.
So tell us, in terms of your business building, so what is the greatest challenge that you think you experience in your business, in the good guy with the good guys, right? So, what are your challenges in building the business, or do you have
People,
any? Tell us more.
people. I have to say again, people. Because
Again,
you have to
perception, is it? Yeah.
perception. You have to please them. Because at the end of the day,
Mm.
they are paying my salary. You know, they are the one
Mm.
who pays
Mm.
my salary, my rental, my staff salary. You know,
Mm.
so
Mm.
you know the word say customers always right. You know, we have to
Mm.
live with it, lah. You know, so you have to
Mm.
please them, lah. You know, sometimes they they think money can buy everything.
Mhm.
When they come in, they will say, "Hey, I want this too fast. I don't care how much is it, just get it done." You know.
Mm.
So sometimes you have to deal with these kind of customers, but well, I like to switch it in a very positive way. You know, and
Mhm.
I like to joke with them. Some customers comes in which is very hard to deal with, but eventually, I have this motto, come as a customer, leave as a friend.
No? Wow. Come as a customer, leave as a friend. Okay,
Yes.
that makes
So,
sense for me.
so most of my customers, which I deal with them, I became friends. Like for instance, you, Mala, you became my friend.
Mm.
I,
Overnight.
I feel, hmm,
I say
yeah,
overnight. Overnight.
yeah.
Nice.
So
Nice.
that's what, that's the only obstacle for people.
So tell me, right, when you are facing people who are negative, who are, I don't know, who've got very limited mindset when they're dealing with you, right? And they don't treat you well. How do you get past that? Because you need to face this. We talk about. I think generally there's a lot of shout and cry about being discriminated, not being respected, not being accepted. So we all feel in different ways that we're not treated well. But you are going through this day in day out, and I would say that, you deal with it in a pretty optimistic way. Like, not only optimistic, you've got a very good sense of humor in the way you say things, right? But tell me, how do you get past that with people every day without it killing your spirit, lah, Charles? What do you say to yourself when people are nasty? What's the action that you take?
You see, Mala, the world doesn't revolve around you, right? You see, when a person being like that, there is a reason why he's being like that. The person won't be like that overnight. There's something triggered
Okay,
him to be like that. All right.
okay.
So, for me, if a person is being pain in the butt, try to understand them better. Let's talk, understand
Mm,
them. Let them talk more. You know.
mm,
And when I get this kind of customers, I will start to prompt. I will prompt and prompt and prompt to understand more of them.
mm.
Like for instance, like me, you see, I'm a multilingual. I can speak all languages.
Mm.
All right. On the phone, I speak Chinese. People think I'm a Chinese guy. When I go there, I say, "Are you Charles?" I say, "Why are you disappointed?" "Ah," You know. So same goes to thing. When a person which they are rebel or whatever, there's something a line which is triggered them to be like that. For me, my job is to understand them better, to
Mhm.
understand why trigger them. Then from then I can advise them or tell them from their point of view. Because if I keep on telling from my point of view, they will keep on rejecting.
Mm, mm. Nice. So what I'm hearing really from you is, what's interesting about you is that even however people are reacting to you, you are using that situation to put yourself in their shoes to understand why they're behaving the way they are behaving, and you are still trying to build a bridge with them so that they can have a different perspective about you, and the relationship, which is how you turn your customers into friends, I guess. Nice. Now I understand that you've also started another business now, right? Already you're
Yes.
dealing with one business and so many challenges. But before that, let me just say hello to two people. Lu Liang Wei gives a thumbs up. I suppose that's your friend, and my friend Gerald Fernandez
That's
says good
my that's
afternoon,
my
Mala
my
and
new
Charles.
business partner.
This is your new business partner for your new business.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so
Yes.
tell us about your new business. Okay, tell us a little bit more because I
Oh,
only know you for the good guy.
yeah. Basically, this company is called Pure. It's
Okay,
a tech, like for instance, anti-counterfeit
okay,
solution. Like for instance, when
Okay.
you buy a product from a store or whatever it is, how do you know the product is genuine? You have to
Okay.
just take a trust based on the shop, whoever sells it. Correct or not?
Okay.
Right?
Correct.
So we have a solution whereby when you buy things, you have a peace of mind that you know the product is genuine directly from the manufacturer.
Right.
So now, for instance, I'll give you an example like halal. Anybody can just print a halal in the product and claim halal.
Mm.
So for a Muslim to buy an item, they don't know whether it's halal, 100% halal or non-halal, right?
Mm. Mm.
Yes. So we have a solution for it. So basically what I'm targeting all the manufacturers in Malaysia who want to protect their brand so that it won't be counterfeited. Also, we have a real-time tracking of the product. Where are they? In order for you to emphasize the marketing team to go there and market the product to increase your sales. So this is what we're doing at the moment. So
Mm.
Mr. Lu is my partner. He's the founder, and he was my
Mm.
customer for the Mac, and then became friends.
Right. Right.
Uh,
Okay. So your other business that you're doing is so basically your customers are the manufacturers, is what you said, right?
yes, that's right.
So
Manufacturers
if
and they
I'm
want to
in
protect
business,
their brand.
they
Manufacturers
want
who
to
want to
protect
protect
their
their
brand.
brand.
Okay. Okay. So manufacturers, people who are actually more than manufacturers, there are a lot of small home businesses also. If you want to protect your brand, I think you can get in touch with Charles because
Yes.
he seems to have a way to do that. So where do you see, what do you see yourself doing? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Where do you see yourself and the business in the next 5 years?
There is a huge potential. Uh,
Right.
I'm working with Mr. Lu, and he has tons of ideas. You know, you see,
Mm,
in a business, you can't be narrow-minded. You need to have a lot of inputs. You gather the inputs
mm,
and you see where you can strive. Strive further.
mm,
So I noticed the Apple business is getting narrower and narrower.
mm,
So
mm.
Good Guys is going to have a different change of path. We are working on it, but eventually I will let you know what is our new direction. But we still do Mac,
Wow.
but
Right.
in a smaller scale. But we are
Mm,
heading to new direction so that to do something that impacts people's lives.
mm. Oh, okay. I don't know whether I should ask this in public. So you're actually seeing your business scope for Mac repairs actually narrowing down. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we have to narrow down a bit because eventually Apple is moving to a direction whereby use and throw, buy new one. You can't repair them
Mm,
anymore. It's coming to that at that point.
mm,
So
mm.
if you keep on staying in this particular business for long, if you don't diversify, you're going to fall out.
Wow, wow, wow. That's big news for me lah because it's like use and sell. Not only Apple is not affordable, but I like Apple. Now cannot repair, I got problem lah. Okay, but thanks for that. For telling us. I mean, you have actually given us some business nugget as to like be real about the reality of your business and whether your business stays relevant. Like you're saying that because the business might actually shrink and become irrelevant because of whatever that's happening with Apple, you also actually have a plan B. Lah. All right, before we go and we finish up, we've got about 13 minutes. Tell us a little bit about Lena, right? Your beautiful wife, right? Yeah, tell us a little bit about her, where you met her, how you fell in love, because I know that, you always talk about how she is an amazing life partner to you, right?
Oh
So
yes,
how
don't
did
worry.
we get beyond what we'll say skin deep love, right? Which most of us get into.
You, you, you won't you
And
won't believe where I found her.
I won't believe. So tell us the story.
WeChat.
What?
WeChat. The application WeChat. Look around.
WeChat. Okay, okay. But because I've not gone to WeChat, so I don't know. Okay, tell me. Tell us
So
a little bit.
funny thing is, at that time, my circle of friends were more Malay. You know, Even though I'm Christian, but my circle of friends are more Malay.
Mm-hmm.
And I was worried that I might have a change of faith, you know. So I prayed to God, I told God, please send someone that have the same faith, that we can grow old together, you know.
Right.
And I don't know, I was just looking around in WeChat, I found this cute girl. I added her, she rejected me. I added her again, she rejected me. And then on third time, I added her, she accepted. And from there, we chat on the WeChat. Surprisingly, those days when I first started you guys, it was on the third floor. Front is the office, behind is my home, right?
Mm.
At the below of my shop, there is a 7-Eleven, which is my wife used to work. And
Ah,
guess what, mother? I never seen her at all. She
right.
worked there, she worked there from part time. I haven't seen her at all. And I
Right.
found her at the WeChat. So I I took her for the first date. You know, one thing is with me is I'm a very workaholic. So I supposed to go out with date, and suddenly I got this call from this customer from overseas. He says his back is down. I dragged her to my driveway.
So your first date was a working date, is that what you're saying?
It is work come dinner lah. But she's
Lena, why did
cool.
you marry him, Lena? Lena, why did you marry him? Okay, because she's online, right? So why did you marry him? Okay, tell us. And then,
She's okay with it. She was okay, and one thing about her is how crazy I go, she follows. She
mm,
never stops me of doing whatever I want because I have told her how was my life was before. I was very poor. Only now I can enjoy whatever I have right now. I bought myself a bike. She follows me, for a ride. If I want to do something, she said, "Hey, come, let's go." She never say no to my request. She always try to fit in. She's a cool cat lah.
cool cat, huh? So what is it about her that you found most lovable and attractive, Lena?
Bubbly, bubbly.
Ah, yeah, yeah, she is. So
Yeah.
Lena, are you going to tell us the truth? How this fellow jumpy you? Cepat bagi tahu Lena.
This big ass, this big ass way around. Every time she sleeps, come whisper my ears. Nobody, you go down. Listen to me. She whispers.
Okay, Lena, you jumping him is okay. I want to know how he jumping you, right? Right, nice. So Charles, if you look at your life, if there's one thing you wish was different, if you had that one magic wand that you can actually change and you
My
wish
same
was
problem.
different, what would that be?
I,
Yeah.
I because with this problem I have a lot of hurdle. I can't go out
Mm,
with my kids, my wife to beach. I can't go out,
mm,
I can't do a lot of activities with them, you know.
mm,
I
mm,
can't anything outdoor I cannot do.
mm, mm. And how does your condition, right, stop you from living your dream? What are some things that you are not able to do that you wish you can do? Some normal things lah that we consider other people can do. What are some normal things that you think you have missed because of your skin condition?
You can't go out and daytime have a proper we can't have a proper makan, at the roadside, on a normal day,
Mm.
Like for instance, I give you an example. The Anwar kari kepala ikan in Bangsa.
Right.
I can't go there and have a proper makan. It's hot.
Mm,
Every time I have
mm,
to pack, I have to pack, tapao, I cannot sit down and eat, enjoy food like normal people.
mm, mm,
I'm,
mm.
I'm actually a foodie, I like to travel for food. But
Right.
what disturbs me is I can't sit and enjoy the food.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Anything else that you would do if you didn't have this? What are some things that you think if I didn't have my skin condition, these are some things that I would do without thinking? Because you obviously need to plan your daily life according to what you say the weather is, right? So what are some things that what would be your wish list for you?
5 minute shower.
Oh.
So I visited, and a good skin. Sometimes I see like my daughter, my son, my wife, they have so much they have good skin. I get jealous at times. It's inside me. I don't tell them. I keep it to myself. If I would not have this condition, the sky there's no limit. Because of this, it has drawn me back a lot from what honestly I'm more capable of what I am right now. It's just that I can't able to do it because of my condition.
Mm. Mm. Thank you. Lena says, "Follow me, go hiking and adventure." I don't know whether she's asking you or asking me to go hiking. Whoever she's asking. So, Alina, if you're asking me, I'm not too sure whether I can do that. I'm not that sort of a person. I'm terrified of these kind of adventures. But I'm assuming, yeah, I'm not sure what you're saying. So, if you're inviting me, let me see whether I can get you other friends. Last question, Charles. What is your superpower? What is that one quality of yours that you think that has got you where you are today, despite the many challenges that you're experiencing?
I got a huge heart. Yeah.
Huge heart.
Yeah.
I think you have a huge, beautiful, authentic, courageous heart. And that's what I think of you.
Thank you, Maya.
Welcome. Is there anything else you'd like to leave the audience with before we close, Charles?
Well, if you see anybody who has same condition of me, don't pity for them. Just treat them as normal. Because when you pity them, they get even worse. They feel their condition even worse. So treat them normal. Just see them beyond what you see in front of your eyes. Just see them further. Because when you start to have this sense of pity, you're not helping them. You're making them even worse. Because this is not what they want.
Nice. So, Charles, thank you very much. I think you've left us with a lot of things to actually ponder about, right? When we meet people who are different from us, when we look at conditions that we don't understand, I think we all do have a immediate reaction to situations. Whether we mean it or not, I think, sometimes this conditions are things that we don't understand, and we could have had a reaction that's not useful for the other person. So, thank you for educating us by sharing your life story, your pain, helping us to have a peek at your soul, right? And the challenges that you experience. And I want to really thank you for showing up today despite the pain you're going through. I am very grateful. I'm grateful I met you, but I'm even more grateful that you actually showed up today. All right.
No.
Till then, till I cook for you again, I will.
Yes.
Okay. Now made public announcement. Going to cook for you, so have to cook for you. That's why I'm making public announcement. So Charles, thank you very much. Love you. Stay well. Stay well, and well, at least you have two people now truly inspired by you. That's Kirtana.
Welcome to that.
And Kirtana says you're strong and inspiring, and Gerald says thank you, Charles, and truly inspiring. All right, so thank you very much. You rest well.
Before that, hold on. For those who are here, the viewers, if you bring your Apple devices, you'll get entitled for 10% off.
Sorry, say that again because I heard the promotion.
Okay, whoever are here, you can bring your Apple devices to us and enjoy 10% discount.
Okay, discount for repair lah.
Yes.
Okay, so there was a promotion, and Samuel Daniel Thomas, who is this? He said 100%.
My staff.
I don't know what is 100%. Huh? Your staff. Okay, Samuel. What do you mean by 100%? He's 100% original, or what is it? And tell us a little bit more. But while we do that, Thumbs up. Okay. So, Charles, thank you very much. I'm sure people will get in touch with you. But till then, stay well, and keep inspiring us with the way you live. For sure, every time I'm complaining about my life, now you will come and haunt me again. It's like, Merlin, what are you complaining about? Okay, take care. See you,
Right.
and have a beautiful weekend. Thank you, Charles.
Bye.
Bye. So, whew, that was a difficult conversation for me, even though it looked cool and whatever not, right? So for those who joined us, thank you very much for joining us, in our series, Being Whole, Being Me, series 71. We've just met Charles Chandran. He has always inspired me. I hope if you had spent 1 hour with us, and if you're going to come and listen to it later, that this 1 hour would, in some way, move you, or inspire you in the way Charles always inspires me, in his own gentle way. And as I say that, please remember to subscribe to our YouTube, because there's more content which is beyond Being Whole, Being Me, in our YouTube channel. Also, you can subscribe to our Spotify if you don't want to see me. You just want to hear my voice and the content from the speaker. Please look out for us, Being Whole, Being Me, on Spotify. With that, have a beautiful weekend ahead. Remember to stay safe. And while we do that, until I see you next week with another inspiring, I would say, personality, a mother who took her son's condition to make a difference in the world. So, with that, I'll see you next week, same time. I don't know where I'll be at 12. Till then, take care and enjoy your day. Bye.